in the progression thing, I also have like an example of how other people did it. Yeah. So so if it's like by 3 or by 5 pictures or something at the same thing, because then I can magnify it for the stream as well. But this is like I could zoom in far enough to make sure that it's visible for stream as well. It's just you guys are gonna have to deal with this, okay? Look, this is what I have to deal with, chat. This is what you're gonna have to deal with too. Look, this is our reality right now. This is the session that we're embarking upon. Let me find some background music. Hit me with the DMC. Okay, that's too loud. You need to chillax. All right. Oh, that's weird. All right. We have a 245 Phantom. I can see that from the first picture.
Yes.
How are you feeling with that choice?
Dude, you know, I had like, when I first started playing Phantom, I had like buyer's remorse. But now, I'm in too deep. I gambled too much money.
Now you have Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, I can't turn back now. I'm too deep.
Some good old sunk costs.
Yeah, it's a wave of emotions. Like I used to kind of farm heaps, and then I wised up and I realized, but damn, it's not it, man. So I stopped kind of farming, and now I have, you know, a set of Meso 10 gear and item drop on my character. And now I began the bossing mule journey. So I'm making 3 more bossing mules.
Including the current Terra burn?
Yeah.
What's the one you're working on right now?
So I'm doing 3 at once because right now I'm doing 4. I'm doing 4 dailies like every day, and coin capping on 4 characters. But I'm doing hero, which is really easy, really easy actually. It can do CRA now, and now I'm working on a Kaiser because the Kaiser had a pullable badge, so I was like, yeah, why not? And then I'm doing a Night Lord. It was the dual blade, but then I realized that dual blade is not for me. So I changed to the Night Lord, which might have delayed what it could have been, but yeah.
A little bit. Did you change after you got the 5th job or before?
I changed it. I changed to 205. Right, no, 204. But yeah.
And that was with all 4 of the V skills already available?
I had to disassemble like the dual blade ones and then like make the Night Lord ones.
Yeah, because you're kind of starving for nodes in the beginning. The fact that you get them for free is such a... You don't really realize if you have to switch, but that's like a huge thing you get when you get all the skills in the beginning.
Yeah. Yep.
So what kind of stuff are you... So you're doing like a bunch of dailies every day. So you want to have 4... you want to have these 4 ready, or you're building 4 like on top of this?
The reason... Oh, so those ones are... Okay, yeah, it's already outdated, but... The Kana is not in the picture anymore because I don't like playing Kana. I hate the idea of Kana farming since like.
But as a bossing mule, I mean, like you can still do the CRA and the bosses, right?
No, I can't even do CRA on it. It has like Empress gear, but like I'm just like, it's dead to me. I just left it to die.
It's it's a touchy subject. Okay, maybe we'll come back to it later.
Yeah, I just like. I find bossing other characters a lot easier than Kana. Maybe because I'm playing it wrong, the Kana. But yeah, because the hero, dude, hero is cracked. Like hero is, it's a different breed.
Combo is broken. The iframe gives you a lot of wiggle room for mistakes. Yeah.
Yep. The combo orbs are a lot of damage, but yeah, and then.
Kana has good survivability because of the Foxfire, though. Like a lot of the things that might kill other characters, your Kana just completely ignores because of.
I might make it as a fifth bossing mule, but not now though. But my goal, when I first started MapleStory, I like got to 5k Legion in like 2 weeks because basically I had to like cram MapleStory because I have a university schedule and I can't play Maple much during university because. That's how I fail.
Yep.
I fail university.
I failed that way, yeah.
So I crammed heaps. And then my goal now is because I have a 4-week break until I have to go back and do studies.
Right.
And I have, a pretty tough course. So I need to, make these 4 bossing mules in 4 weeks.
Wait, you have 1 week? And then you start in July?
In July, yeah.
With like tests or with the year?
No, with semester 2.
Oh god, wait.
So
semester 2 starts in July? Wait, what does the Australian school year look like?
So I have.
You start in January?
4 more weeks from now. Yeah. Well, no, July. I have on the 26th. I'll start university again. So I just ended university just now.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
It's an interesting schedule. I mean, I guess it's because if you also have summer break, then you have to be flipped over the other side, right?
Yep.
Because you have the seasons the other way around. Yeah. Oh, that's so weird.
Yep. Yeah, it's a gap.
Southern Hemisphere
right now
things.
it's winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Winter
Right.
now,
Yeah.
I think.
Which is probably still warmer than our summer, but yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay. So you were planning to get the Phantom ready, maybe the Kana, the Hero, the Kaiser, and then the 2 Terror Burns?
The Phantom's doing pretty good right now. I'm doing normal Lucid, and I found out. Oh, I don't know if it's true or not, but one of my friends said to me that like, I'm able to join a normal will party, but like, because I like to be like, I like to pull my weight and pull someone else's weight with me in the party. So that's my goal. So I'm not sure if I can do normal will or not yet. I'm pretty sure I can, but I haven't tried.
You can always start practice runs. It'll be up to the party and the composition of the party to determine whether you're like carrying your weight or not. But you can always start practicing the mechanics because you need hands-on experience for phase 2. You can look at all the videos. You can listen to all of the first and second-hand accounts of people, but you need to do it for yourself, and you need to get used to that rhythm, the positioning, the timers. Right. You need to fail a bunch of times so you know what not to do. And the sooner you start the sooner you'll be into it. Yeah.
Yeah, like our Lucid party, we rotate through a lot of people. Because people just like are not available. And we have, and just like 1 week we do really well, and we just like nuke the boss in like a minute or 2 minutes, and then the next week, 3 people die out, and I'm just like, guys, there's something wrong. What's happening, guys?
And the callouts and stuff are the same, or?
Yeah, I think the reasons the people that come in are just like not experienced, because I found out the stat of the 3 people that are living, because we have a Dell and a Dawn Warrior, and me and him and her are like living for a while, and I found out why, because both like all 3 of us are like 30k stat, and I'm like, okay, I see the reason. And the people that are joining are like, oh no, 24k stat, 26k stat, so they're not as high stat as us. So
should be doable though, but if you know what you're doing, it's a huge difference between you could be 30k stat and have no idea what you're doing and just die out instantly, or you can be 20k stat and be like a god tier at mechanics and just live the whole thing. Yeah.
Bossing with Phantom's pretty easy. I don't know. I
find it Project CMA that has a lot of survivability. There's like a lot of iframes in there.
I just ignore like a lot of the boss fight. Like I use 3 wisdom, so that's phase 2nd iframe. Sakura's Sanity, that's the phase 2nd iframe. I have Final Cut, I have Phantom Mark, I have the one that throws a bunch of cards that at the end of it there's also an iframe.
Yep.
And also it's a damage reduction, so it has a 30% damage reduction, so stuff would 1-hit you. Doesn't 1-hit you. Or 15%. And then there's the final, like the second life thing, the bod. That's also pretty good.
Yep.
But yeah, bossing's pretty easy, man. But yeah, because I started bossing on like my hero, I'm like, damn, it has 1 iframe. This is not enough. But then I realized.
So is the Lucid setup that you sorry to cut you off. Is the Lucid setup that you like take people from your guild or something? Is that why you have a lot of fluctuation?
Yeah, or like our alliance. We just like sometimes we just need like a fill. And we're just finding random people.
But you'll feel like 3 people in one run sometimes, and then it's a lot of new blood. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of fresh blood.
Some of them, but they're like, they say that they experience, but then we see them realize that we're not very.
Yeah, you very quickly know who's lying and who has experience.
Yeah.
Like you'll do a dragon call out and they'll be like panicking immediately and have like no idea what to do.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, dragon on the right, and
or like, can you cleanse? And it's like, what is cleansing? How do I cleanse? Like, oh god.
Yeah. Or they just like stand with me. I'm like, guys, I can stay iframe, but please run.
Yeah. I know one time I did like a fill for a hard will run, and I asked people if they want a door beforehand, and they asked what door was, and I should have ran right there and then should have run, but I didn't. I stayed, and it was the worst run of my life.
You knew better. Yeah.
Spider senses were tingling, but didn't play on them. My bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's when you get fills from a lot of different locations. It can varying. What is it like? Results may vary.
Yeah.
Outcomes may vary.
I think
so.
no, I think our party now is more permanent. I think because last week we ran pretty well, so hopefully we can keep the same party. We'll see.
Yeah, but normal will. Ideally, it's the same party because you know each other. Maybe you can do it right after when everyone's already there. Because those practice runs in the beginning, you want to make sure that there's not too much pressure on those early runs, so that you can make a bunch of mistakes and that it's all fine. And maybe with a bunch of other people who also just don't know what the fuck is going on, who might make a bunch of mistakes as well, and then you learn together. The problem comes when like some people get the hang of it and a bunch of other people don't have the hang of it yet, and they're kind of like holding you back. Right. But it's normal in the beginning to sometimes run like 3 or 4 times a week, like run a few times to get practice in. Now you can do practice mode. Like back in my day, we had to in my day we had to like run and like try every single day for like a whole week or maybe even 2 weeks until everyone got the hang of it, until we get our first clears. Now of course you could do like 2 sessions of like a bunch of practice runs and get better really quickly. But yeah, depending on on the varying levels of success in practice runs, I would see. Yeah, normal will has it's way more of a mechanics check than and like spreading out your damage check than Lucid. Lucid is all about just do you have enough clear for the golems, and if you do, you're basically fine.
Yeah. You reckon we can 4-man will, like normal will, just like if we're just strong enough?
Normal will 4-man, a 31k stat or like early 30s.
Well, if I get my dominator pendant, I'll be like on 33k, 34k stat, because I have a boom dominator pendant. It's just
I see.
It's been there for 3 weeks, man.
Still no
every day.
Still no backup.
Yeah. But I'm kind of grateful though, because I did some gambling stuff on all my superior Golux and all my Absolab, and none of them blew up. So I'm like, you know what? A dumb pendant blowing up, it's not that bad.
Why quit while I'm ahead? We could just keep pushing it. Yeah. I think it could. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely get through phase 1 and then try phase 2, and then if you get better at phase 1 and phase 2, then you'll have enough lives left to go to phase 3. Whether you can clear the whole thing through is just going to depend on how much success you guys are building up. Oh, someone said they 3-man normal will with 34, 35, and 30k with only 1 burst character, and one of them was Ikana. I think it should be doable. Yeah, it's all about just how quickly you learn.
Yeah, our Dawn Warrior, he has 34k stat. It's like 233, which is like kind of nuts in my opinion. Like he's like so over stat for his level. But he doesn't like leveling though. So.
Well, it has to be 235 before you can join the fight, right? And if you go at 235, you only deal 12% of your damage, 12.5%. So you have a crazy damage reduction. That's why people said like you can do normal will, is because you're 245. It's not so much because of your stat or something, because
I see.
He is 250, so if you're too low, you just have too much damage reduction.
So optimally is 250.
I think once the whole party's at least 245, people start practicing, and then once you want to do like hard, you want to be at least all 250 up to 255. Yeah.
All right.
And then the arcane power requirement is quite steep. That's also why people don't do it too early. It's the level of the boss and the arcane power.
How much arcane power do you need? Like 1,001?
1140 if you want to have plus 50%.
Okay,
so like the base is 7. I always fuck this up. 760, so plus 380 bonus for 1140. Yeah, so 760 base. So you have 250 over, which is almost. So you're almost at the 30%. So you'd be at the 10% plus right now. But this might be outdated. I don't know if you have a little bit more arcane power now.
I have the same. I'm lazy.
Sounds like someone who skipped dailies, guys. Did you hear that? Immediately was like, I was like, someone's not been doing dailies.
That's my weakness. This is not doing the. I don't skip the dailies, but I skip like the, like the party things. Like I don't skip the Latchland anymore, and
half of them you skip half.
I do. I skip like the Vanishing Journey one. Once in a while, I do like the Choo Choo one. I skip the Arcana one because I don't know, like saving the little dudes. It's doable, but it's like annoying because I spam Y, the interact key, and then like it doesn't pick up.
Yep. So you have to be in a good channel, and you have to like spam it a bunch of times until you see the dude disappear. At least you have a number over your head now that shows whether you picked it up or not. It's still like 2 seconds slow to show the number, but at least that exists now. That didn't exist back in my day.
I think I got the Australian ping. That's what I can say.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like, I was
AU ping.
Yeah, like my trick is to do drive-by, and then like I use that ability. If I can't pick up, I just run around until I can come back to it.
Well, this could be your symbols, man. Just saying.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's nearly level 16. Some of my symbols. I gained a lot more from since last time, so.
Yeah, once you get close to that 1140, then, I mean, there's still pressure. The problem is that if you want to go to higher level areas, all of the, you still need only quote unquote 50% more. But since the base goes up by so much, the extra 50% is a lot. And even for, do you have enough for Moonbridge for bonus? Talk about this.
Yeah, I have enough.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, then you're fine for training. Then you could at least get the levels.
Yeah, right now I'm working on. Yeah, I just need to one shot of Arrow Platter, but damn, that's gonna be a long way away. I'm still boosting it. So.
Yeah, that's a weak skill, right? The base damage of that thing is so
it's like
low.
50%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get it online, it's god tier, but yeah, it takes a while to get there.
Yeah, but yeah, I think by the time everyone in my party hits like 245 or 250, I should be able to have enough Arcane Force. Yeah.
Yeah, I would look at Yeah, the thing with the symbols, I don't know if it's like a matter of like discipline or wanting to, but it's really like the mindset of just like long-term investment for it, right?
Yeah, I used to hate doing the Lachlan like Dream Defender thing, and then I realized it's so good, man. It's so good. You get so many symbols.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, well, I'm a non-thinker.
But for like a time efficiency point, right? Like once you get to the floor that you can clear, you just clear the floor, get out, double auto clear, and then boom, you're done, right? Same thing with Choo Choo. I mean, even if you find it boring or slow solo or whatever, like doing the hungry Mudo, that should be like 90 seconds of work for 15 symbols.
I think the issue is it's not bad, but I think the issue is because I'm doing dailies on 4 characters. I think that's when like I'm like, okay, I need to.
Yeah, you need to prioritize there on like on the giant lists. What does your giant list of dailies look like? Do you have like a sheet for that, or do you do it all in your brain?
Do my Phantom? I do it on my brain. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. But if you have this many, it might be a good idea to like write them all down to kind of like see if you can move something around.
When I first started MapleStory like 8 months ago, like I played ages ago, but 8 months ago I was coin capping like 6 or 7 characters, so I got it pretty down pat. But basically I just coin cap and do dailies on my Phantom, which takes me 20 minutes. Hop into my Kaiser, rinse and repeat, my Night Lord, rinse and repeat, and my hero, do it really quickly. The slowest one's my Night Lord because he doesn't one shot, but all my other characters do, so it doesn't take long.
So
and then I do Ursus.
One of the things I ran into a while ago was like, what are you gonna buy with all the coins?
Okay, so on my Phantom, I want the experience nodes for the will skill, because I've heard the will skill is not it to level up. It takes a while. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna buy the node packs on my Night Lord to fix the node situation, and my hero and Kaiser are just, oh no. Like, I would like to buy the symbols from Esfera and Moras, because I heard those are also a journey to level up to max. So I'll buy that on my Phantom, and then I'll probably just buy Flames, check out my Phantom, and then my hero and Kaiser will just, I don't know, let's buy stuff that I need. The thing is, the reason I picked the hero and Kaiser, because they're already like lucky, I guess, in their situation. Like my hero got like really good rolls on its like emblem and secondary, and my Kaiser had already had an emblem and a secondary that were legendary already, and had a pullable badge at unique with like good stats. So that's the only reason I picked it, because it's already so cheap for me to fund them. So yeah, it's not that much of a detour, I guess. I'm not like siphoning too much funds for my Phantom. The thing is that they don't actually take any funds from my Phantom at all.
Well, the thing is with Reboot, everything is interchangeable under the factor of time, right? Labor is your shared. So when you're saying like you're not taking too many funds away, you might not be taking mesos away, but if you're taking time away, then you're vicariously taking mesos and everything else away that you could be getting in that time, right? So
That's correct,
the
yeah.
main thing I think is like in this whole thing is your time management, because depending on how far you want to go with the Phantom and what you want to be able to reach, like stifling your dailies on Arcane Power is going to be one of the major things that is going to push everything down the line.
Yeah, see.
Yeah. But I know that you're like in the build-up phase for the other characters, and once you know you can do. What kind of bosses are you trying to work up to? Like up to HMAG or something? Or
my hero, or both hero and Kaiser and Night Lord, the goal is to get them to nuke CRA, just like nuke all the CRA bosses,
yeah,
and
like
maybe HMAG
1 minute, 2 minutes maybe, and then.
Yep, and then that's it. My hero is already like nearly done, just because like hero's broken, I think.
Yeah, he's kind of broken, yeah. As long as you have the debuffs in and instinctual combo, just like.
And I think my Kaiser's just like, even though he's only 207 right now, I think he just needs boost nodes and he should be able to nuke it, because he's so geared right now.
Okay.
And I learned the power of trading bosses. Trading bosses is kind of cracked, because I've been treating MapleStory as a single player game for like a long time. And I didn't join Guild until Lucid, you know, like before Lucid I just solid all the bosses, because you know.
Because you can, right? You don't really have to.
Yeah.
It feels doable,
yeah,
so you're like, oh, let's see if I can do it, and then, oh, I can do it. Next one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then trading carries for my mules so we can get gear. It's just like, it's so cracked. So yeah.
Yep. It definitely speeds up the whole process by quite a bit.
Yep. But yeah, so yeah, my Night Lord's just being the pain right now. Oh, it's a grave mistake. I thought Dual Blade was gonna be it, because of the IED on their skills.
ID, the crit rate,
Yeah. I thought that, but then after playing Dual Blade, I'm like, this is not it, man. This is not for me.
Not every class is for everyone. You just, well, the best way to do that is just by experiencing it. Now you know for sure, right? Now if other people say it, you're like, oh, have you tried? And they're like, oh, I have tried it, and it's not for me, so.
Yeah. Because I thought that, you know, I'll be the free IED on their skills, and like, you know, being they're really good bosses, bossing.
It's easy to get started.
Have a lot of fun.
Low cooldown on the skills, high IED, high crit rate. It's typically very good for people with low Legion, right? Because that's where a Legion comes in, is it gives you that boss damage and that IED and that crit rate. And if you don't have that yet, then the Dual Blade like doesn't rely on that at all. But if you have another character that can rely on that and you have it, well then, you know, that empowers your character by a whole lot. Whereas for the Dual Blade, it doesn't have a huge effect on them because they don't need those stats coming in.
Yeah, but man, today, I grinded a familiars and I lucked out and I got 30% IED familiar. And I was like, damn, making huge gains.
Nice.
And I got the increased item drop by a large amount too. I was like, damn, mission accomplished.
Yeah, that's really solid. Congrats on that.
Yeah, I was happy, man, because I think throughout my whole MapleStory journey, IED has always been a problem.
In general, it's a tough one to keep track of, because especially in the beginning you can get a lot from your WSE, and then it's like, well, now I want damage on there, and now you have to start looking for all the other small sources and pile them all together, and work on the stuff.
I would re-roll my weapon for IED, 2-line attack and IED, but the problem is I'm about to switch over to Arcane weapon and switch my hat into an Absolute weapon. So I was like, I can't re-roll now, it'll be a waste. And I have like mag souls ready to dump on my Arcane one. So yeah,
depending on when you get there, you want to plan around that. Like if you get crit rate, you can plan around that. If you get IED, you can plan around that. If you get boss, you can plan around that. If you get attack, then plan around that. Yeah. Want to give yourself as many outs as possible and not lock yourself in too quickly, right?
Yeah, true. Mag souls, I have no idea how it works. I know it's good. I can chuck it on there, but like, I found out a couple days ago, someone said to me that mag souls are summons. It summons it, and then. That's all I know.
Well, so whether the soul is a summon or not, it depends on the rank, whether it's magnificent or not, and it depends on which dude it is, which soul it is.
Yeah, I got like Ursus. I know that's trash.
Yeah, it's just summon, I believe. I mean, it's S tier. It's not the worst. It's like really good. If you like a bossing mule, Ursus, Von Bon, Pierre, Ping Bean are S tier. Like those are good for that. I would put those on like a weapon for that.
I have like Siva, a Seabell one, so that's pretty clutch.
Yep.
And then I have a Arcane one, which is like.
Yeah, Arcane is like down there.
Yeah.
And they're in tier A. Yeah. But yeah, the double S ones, that's the ones you want. That's why I say Queen, Vellum. Yeah. Well, the main thing about the Magnificent is that it's transferable and it's not time limited, so you can you hold on to it. That's great.
Yeah.
But the thing with whether it's a summon or not, that depends on which boss it is. But most of the Magnificents of the higher tier ones are summons. Yeah. But if you use it, you get one of these random stats. So that's why you want to get a lot of them. That's why you want to get a lot of Magnificents, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different potential outcomes, and a few of those are duds, right? Like max HP and all skill levels, those are complete duds. Or magic attack if you're a weapon, or vice versa. So like 3 of them are absolutely useless, and then the other ones you can work around.
Yeah, I could have got more souls, but the problem is like I didn't kill the bosses, the daily ones, because like once like uni starts, man, I just hop on for Ursus and then hop off, and that's it. I can't, I can't just play.
Yeah.
So.
That's right. So that's gonna start in a week.
No, it's gonna start in 4 weeks.
Oh, in 4 weeks. Okay. So you have like a month to go hard. All right.
Yep. 1 month. Yeah.
1 month, and then like 5 months or 5 to 6 months of pretty much nothing.
In Australia, I think it's different because like we only have like 5 to 6 months. We only have like 12 to 13 weeks of university, and we take another break.
Right. Yeah. I had that as well. But since you said semester typically means 6 months, right? But you have like more like trimesters then, I guess. Or we had like quarts over, like where I went to college, we had quarts. Yeah, it was like chunks of like 12 weeks, and then some tests, some projects due, and then a little bit of a break, and then a bunch of 12 weeks basically. That's how it worked for me. So it's more similar to that, I guess. It depends on which school here. There's like a bunch of different systems.
Yeah, I think COVID's a secret blessing for MapleStory, man.
Yeah, at least you can check it a little bit more often. Yeah.
Yeah, in Australia, we all have to stay at home for university, so we just like do our stuff online. So I just play MapleStory and then leave it on for the fairy bros. Not anymore though, but
oh yeah, all the login stuff and the AFK stuff.
Yeah, claim it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good, nice benefit. Oh wait, I didn't know this was the picture for the Magnificent. By the way, I think you're getting a little bit further away from your microphone. You're getting a little bit more quiet.
Oh.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll keep it close.
Yeah. So wait, so you have Magnificent Vellum? Yeah, but like, which ones? I think they're all summons, and most of them are similar. The main thing is for Lucid, right? So for Lucid, the main thing is that the normal summon is typically the one that people want over the Magnificent summon, because the normal summon is static, so you can put it somewhere in the map and it can like clear while you rotate around, and then the Magnificent one is just moves around with you. Where, if it helps you kill, that's fine, but most of the time you're either chaosing it or it's chaosing you, or it's way too weak to kill and it's inconsequential whether you use it. So that's like the big exception. But otherwise,
Yeah, I don't have enough of all the shards, because I just started doing Lucid recently. So because in my mind, like for like a long time, I'm just like, okay, because I had like a high expectation the amount of gear I need, so I come in a lot like really over geared. So because like I was seeing some people, I'm like, oh yeah, I do it at like 26k 24k stats. I was like, bruh. And I don't want to be like, how would you call it, a dead weight?
Yeah. So well, so the main thing is like, if you know what your character does and you know what the boss does, it's pretty hard to be dead weight. The only thing that can happen is that other people are just so much stronger that you don't get the time to pull your own weight. But then even if they're so much stronger than you, then proportionately you're still carrying your own weight. Like, it's determined by if you know what your character does and if you know what the boss does and you respond to it properly, right? Because then you can't do more damage than you can do in the time that someone else outdamages you, right? Like, there's not like an opportunity for you there to rise above. Like, you just don't get the chance.
Yeah, right. Like
if you run with me and I go like full steam on like a normal Lucid or something, like you're gonna do like 2% of the damage or something. But that's not you not carrying your weight. That's like me not giving you the chance to, right? Yeah.
No, because one of the reasons, because I know about Phantom Gap, you know, Phantom does very little damage.
Yeah.
So you know, I come with a mindset. I'm like, okay, I'll probably need double their range to carry them hard or do more damage to them. So I always just try to get more damage than people. And I realized Phantom is actually quite weak.
It'll be easy to get double the range with your 250% final damage, though.
Yeah.
Is that why you like Hero with all the final damage as well?
Yeah, Hero. Yeah, you get a lot of final damage.
It's so much, right? I think in in a domain on my Hero, I think with all the stuff on, I think I can go over 540% final damage. I think it's kind of.
I haven't seen my Phantom with like domain and stuff yet. That's just like self buff. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The great thing for Hero is that with decent combat orders, you increase the rank of the fourth job skill that gives you final damage per orb, and then that stacks again. It's pretty crazy.
I think I was watching the stream yesterday, and someone asked, like, is decent combat order useful in like some characters? And you're like, oh yeah, it's useful in Hero because it applies to like each of the orbs or the combo orbs. It applies to each of them. So it's mad crack. So yeah. Yeah.
It's because it's multiplicative nature, right? Just
yeah.
stacks on like crazy.
Yep,
so
right.
Okay, to make sure that you get what you want out of this session, because we're now half an hour in, so we have another hour. But I want to make sure that you get what you need from this, right? Yeah. So your overarching question. So I would say, like, in general, it seems like there's definitely something there with like the time management.
Yep.
I would make sure that for the characters that you are not maining, that you make a plan of like what is the least amount I want to do per day, and what is like desirable that I would want to do per day on those characters.
Like how much time is spent on them per day?
Kind of, to have like a priority list and maybe do those things first, the ones that are really important, and then go on your main and then do all the things with your main that you feel like is good for your progress. And then if you have time left in a day, go back to the other characters with the remaining time and progress there a little bit more. Because I think if you neglect your symbols, and mainly if you have like a month now and then you have a bunch of time off, you're going to get behind on the Arcane symbols by quite a bit. And what I also want to avoid is that you go super hard on events like these to try to catch up on symbols, but then when you're busy catching up on symbols, you're not actually doing them, and then as a result, you're actually getting farther behind.
Yeah.
Because like the boxes can give you, maybe if the boxes give you 100 symbols, and you spend like weeks of charging up points for that, that seems good. But in one single day, you can probably get like 120 symbols by just doing all your dailies on your character.
Yeah, like now, I do my like Lachlan Dream Defender thing. I still don't do what's that? The Arcana one. I don't do that one. And I do like the Choo Choo one. But I don't do the Vanishing Journey one though. So.
Because I mean, if you add it all up, right? Just because I don't know what helps for you to motivate, but like sometimes
it's what though.
The numbers, yeah, because you have 6 in Vanishing Journey. You get 16 from the Kill Quest in Vanishing Journey now, right? Because you did Reverse City.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you get 8 from the Kill Quest in Choo Choo. Because that doubled up if you did Yum Yum.
Yeah. Yep.
And then 15 from Hungry Mudo. Then 4. Nope, that's not how we.
Got a lot, man.
Then 4 from Luckline Kill Quests. And what floor do you do in Dream Defender?
I do 90.
You do 90? Okay, so that means 10 symbols in total, right? Like 9 and 1 extra from the NPCs?
Should it be a little bit higher than that, or?
No, I think that's fine. That's fine, yeah, 90 is fine. Jumping up to 100 is quite steep, and then past 100 is really, really hard. So 90 is fine.
I tried 94 today, and I got to like 96 today, actually, and that's... I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, it's taking too long, so...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and at that point, when you think of like, okay, I'm trying to get like half an extra symbol here, but if I spend that time instead on doing the other 3 dailies that I'm not doing, I'm getting like 30 symbols instead of half a symbol here, right? Yeah, so it's all about like the efficiency of your time throwing it in there. So you get 10 a day there. And then we're at Arcana. That would be 18 a day, right? 10 from the one, 8 from the other one, and then 8, and then 8. So that's like a 93 symbols a day. Yeah. So if you do this for for the next 4 weeks, so like, well, that's like 28 days, right? you're looking at 2,604 symbols.
I think I will get close to completing my Vanishing Journey one and my Lecturing one, because my Lecturing one and Vanishing Journey one is level 16 now. So.
But even if you get them to like 18, right? Because those early levels are way faster, and like especially for Choo Choo, that one can level so much. You can get 23 symbols a day there, and you also then don't forget you get 100 stat from every level up as well.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot because
huge.
Yeah, it's huge. Because I'm comparing it to my Adele, but like my Adele right now is getting 12.2k stat just from the symbols, and my total is 24.3. So it's like more than half my stat is coming from the symbols right now.
I realized this. Like a couple months ago. So then I was just like, in my mind, I was like, okay, if I can fit it into my day, I'll chuck it in. But yeah.
But yes, you're right. Like enjoyment more important, right? So I would say one day just do them all, time them all. Yeah. And rank them for yourself on like which ones are more enjoyable for you and which one is less enjoyable for you, and just look at the amount of symbols that they give and let that inform your decision.
Yeah, like I think I fell behind in like the symbols, like because I stopped doing dailies for like I think like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I just like I'm like, okay, I need to stop playing MapleStory so much. It's like it's not fun anymore. Yeah, and then I fell a little bit behind, but I think it takes, if I speedrun them, it take me like 40 minutes or 30 minutes in total, including the party questing.
Yeah, and sometimes having a buddy for these, because you did mention you did do the things solo before. Sometimes having someone who's like around your level and just do those things together, that might speed it up as well. You can look for some overlap and some rerolls. You can do Hungry Mudo together. That makes it way faster.
Dude, honestly, the Hungry Mudo one, dude, takes me like 10 seconds. I go in, I just kill him. It's so quick.
Yeah.
It's so quick.
And it's 15 symbols, but you have to come back every single... That's just how the game is built, right? They want you to come back every day and do the thing back every day. And it's important that you stay in control, right? That you decide, like, okay, this day I'm just not going to do it, and that you don't feel bad. And that you're like, I'm just not going to do it today. But if every single day is a day where you feel like you're not going to do it, then that's fine. But you're going to have to overcompensate with so many other things in the game to make up for that, that it's like unfair to you to skip there and then... you know, try to overcompensate on the other fields, because that's going to make all of that other stuff so much harder to figure out.
I started saying this recently, but I'm like, just play more now, play less later. That's the strategy. Yeah,
a lot of people do that in work, right? Like in their 20s and 30s, they're like, okay, I'll just work super hard now, save up a lot of money, and then work like and then slow down with some of my late 40s and 50s. Yeah. It's kind of the same.
I'll give it some effort. See.
Yeah, once you get in the flow, it's a lot, because I didn't do dailies on this guy, on the Adele, for a long time as well, until I was like, fuck, like I have to, if I want to play this character and do like in-game content with it eventually, I have to start now, because I have to start.
Yeah, right.
If you don't, the best time to start is yesterday, but the second, or like the best time to start is like last year, but the second best time is right now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is true for a lot of stuff. Yeah. But I'm still saying, like, you have to be in control. You decide whether you want to do it or not. I'm just saying that it is somewhere you can make a lot of gains, and that's very important.
The nice thing is the dailies getting shortened by progressing. It got shortened, so I'm like, okay. It makes it a lot more doable now.
Well, the total amount of dailies you do always goes up, right? Because the new area comes in. But the amount of symbols you get per time, that in general, that increases by quite a bit,
Yeah, well... Isn't like decreased now, because I got to 245, so it decreased the dailies by 1 for...
Yeah, if you do Moonbridge, right? If you do the pre-quests. Yeah, I think you speed up... Is it Morass and Asphera by 1?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I never did that on some of my characters. Like, I mean, the Adele is still 237, so no Moonbridge for this one. And the hero I did all the way up to... All the characters I maxed on, I maxed around my 240s, so I never did the Moonbridge on them. But,
yeah, like... the only reason I push for Moonbridge so hard is just the familiars, man.
Well, you got good gains in the familiars, right? I guess we can talk about the familiars now if you want to. So the current situation is way different from what you showed.
Yeah.
So one has 2 lines of 15% or 30% line?
It has 1 line of 8%.
Nice. So and a large drop.
To try to unlock. Yeah, and I have enough familiars that's increased by a large amount. Drop, but one plan is to try to get 3 of those that has 30%, but I heard that's quite difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But I've gone, I don't know, I built the mental stamina for wild totems now, so I can do like, because like I got to 245 by doing 3 wild totems in one day. So yeah, I built mental stamina for it now, so I reckon I can farm familiars and not like be too phased by it. But yeah.
Yeah, eventually people just go for a combination of IED and boss damage 30% lines, but don't underestimate healing for boss fights as well, because a lot of people, like you said, are sometimes not very prepared for bosses, or their survivability can be a lot worse than yours, and having healing out at least one line or a little bit more for some harder boss fights might help your whole team with surviving a lot. And even if you don't need it, just gimping your own damage a little bit more, this can be a way that you carry your weight, is by making sure that your teammates don't die.
I think I was watching the Zero progression session, and he was saying how like oh man, what was he saying? He's like saying how like
you got the hard will
wants, like,
without deaths.
Yeah, but he's saying how he has like healing familiars, but he wants to switch to IED, but like he doesn't do that much damage or something. I don't know, something on that line. But yeah, I have one good. I have the giant snail from like back in the days on the Phantom, so it's pretty lucky.
Yep,
so,
you have that one. Yeah, that's definitely a solid one to fall back on. I use that one on many of my characters as well.
Yeah. So I think that should be fine. I think I'm not sure. Does it heal the whole party though? The giant one?
The mutant snail does. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So that should be chilling.
Yep.
But yeah, I think my goal right now is just unlock the badges, unlock 10 badges, and after getting the drop familiar, I think that will help a lot.
Yeah.
Speeding up that process.
Gives you even more cards. So.
Yeah, and then I'll unlock the third slot, and then I'll try grind for 2 more IED familiars. Because man, I know I was at 98% IED due to the Torben buff, I think, and then the classroom. I don't know. It was like a bunch of like we had two buffs at once, and at 98% IED, it was like nuts the damage.
Oh right, like yeah. Per number gives what is it, 20% IED debuff on a target?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, people were telling me to use that more during my Project CRA, and I was like, dude, I'm barely understanding how this character works. I'm not gonna like start dancing around with a back jump, not knowing what the range is.
I was watching. I'm just like, I read through the comments. I was like, I'm like, it's not that bad to not use it. Yeah. I think it's most useful for like getting through Lotus lasers and stuff. It's so easy because like you can just W through or put on break through Lotus lasers. Makes it so cracked. You dodge a lot of things with it. It's so cracked.
It's basically like the like this skill, right?
Which one?
The feather float from Adele.
I think so.
But except it doesn't do the IED and doesn't do the attack. But I think range-wise and animation-wise, it's very similar.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, straight up. So yeah.
Copied, exposed. Nexon, what are you doing?
Exposed.
Reusing.
It's like the new class.
Yeah.
The new class.
But is there anything with familiars that you were wondering about?
Nah, I think I got a pretty good understanding of them. So, and I was farming yesterday, and I realized how to level them up effectively. I should just like have them prepared and then like just rotate through them while I'm leveling, so I can level them faster. So yeah, so I figured out pretty quickly. Just been studying this game, bro.
Yeah, rotating between them while you're trying to train and stuff, and not losing your combo, and yeah, it could be a bit frustrating.
Right, yeah, but it's not too difficult though. So,
okay, good. Okay. All right. I guess let's just like exclude all the big systems in the game one by one, and so we can get to your equips and all that stuff.
Yep.
So matrix-wise, did you have any questions there?
Well,
you're wondering about the will skill a little bit, right?
Well, I'm getting the experience now, so the will skill, because the will skill is cracked. It's so good.
It's really good, yeah. It starts off really good already, like at the low level. Like, it does get better and gives more damage, but it starts off really strong.
My friend was like, he's like, I didn't use a will skill during training. I'm like, bro, you're playing the game wrong. Use it, man. It's so cracked.
It's so good. But it stays up for so long. It's like a 40-second summon or something.
I started repairing my, because I found out you're meant to boost like impeccable memory 1, 2, and 3 to have it like do damage. Because I hate the Pathfinder Phantom meta. It's not it, man. But yeah, so I started doing that now, and I just need to find a perfect trio for the level 17 one there, I think. Then,
yeah, I'm not an
what I
expert
do.
on the boost notes for Phantom, but there's like a bunch of options. I think it depends on which skills you like using when you're mobbing, and then you make sure you level up that muscle memory for that tier of the skill, right?
Like basically, you just boost everything apart from the really useless one, like the throwing card one. Like you're just throwing like little red cards. You just don't boost the really useless ones, but you basically boost everything. So you need 6 boost skill nodes in total, which is a good chunk.
That's a lot. Yeah. One thing I will say from what I see is I'm not sure how, like in the total priority list, how important it is to get the decent advanced blessing in there already.
Decent. I have nothing else to put there, really. So like I have a bind I can put in, but I don't really need to bind. Like when I do bosses, I don't really like to bind. I don't find.
You don't like to bind? It's like to solidify your damage
like,
for your.
Well, it's not because I'm in an iframe usually, so I have like a 1 minute iframe. So I'm just like in.
Yeah, I get that, but for some bosses, it's not necessarily that you might die, but it's that the boss might disappear and walk out of your damage, right?
Yeah, like I found out why a binding is good on my hero, so you can confirm your damage more reliably.
Exactly, yeah.
But I don't know. Most of the bosses I do, so the only bosses I need to bind is like Lucid, but then I do that in a party.
Yeah, and the party binds, yeah. Well, the other thing would be, well, if you're mobbing, I would definitely throw a holy symbol in there, right? But you use your regular holy symbol, or you have like the stolen one?
That's like the bossing setup you're looking at. So.
Yeah, so you don't use the bind. You don't need speed infusion? That's not useful?
It's during mobbing, it's nice, but during bossing, it's like, some people like it, but I'm not too fussed.
You're not too fussed.
I'd rather having advanced blessing just for squeezing out more damage. Combat order is pretty useless. It gives you 1% IED, basically. It's not that much.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's not super useful.
Hyper body, I'm thinking about it because cross surge with hyper body might do something impactful, because cross surge gives you more damage based on how much max HP you have.
Max HP, yeah. That's final damage as well, right?
Yeah. So it might be useful. I just need to test it more. But yeah, that's my bossing setup right now. My mobbing setup, I usually have rope lift because it's pretty good. I have holy symbol. I have Erdem Nova, so I can just, or Erdem Shower. I mean, so you can just like, I can stand still and just press it, and then
instead of like Freud's and Final Resort, right? Or Last Resort.
Yeah. And then I replaced the Goddess Blessing stuff with like the boost notes. Yeah, it's pretty chill.
Okay.
But yeah, the V Matrix is pretty down pat. It took me a while to understand it initially. I had to watch a lot of videos to like
there's a lot
realize
there.
what was happening.
Yeah, true. I was there from the beginning, right? So like when I came, there were like 3 slots. There was 1 skill, and there were like boost notes from all the characters, and it was like, then they, I was there for all the changes. So for me, it's like totally, it all makes sense. But if you come back now and you look at this screen, you're like, oh my god, what is going on? Like, what are all these numbers, and what are the little locks and the circles and the borders and the,
yeah. Like a new person joined my guild recently, and I was like I was telling him like, dude, you need to watch this guy Scaldor, man. He'll teach you the importance of what you need to know. So yeah, because that's how I learned all my stuff. Because like, you can read it, but then like, sometimes reading it gets confusing. So watching the videos and watching videos that are like close to your level is really good. Because you can relate to some of the issues and some of the knowledge you might be missing.
You're hearing someone else learn in real time as well, and then you can, if you can follow like the patterns and how I explain it, you'll be like, okay. Maybe you wouldn't have asked the same question. Maybe they ask a different question, but they still answer something that you might also want to know.
Yeah. I actually have a question. So I'm in the process of upgrading to my arcane weapon. You think, but I'm going for like the Absolute helmet and like the arcane weapon. Is that a good idea? Because I don't think I'll get a full set. I won't get a full set of arcane weapon. I mean, armor
Armor, yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
I know that there's 900 droplets coming
Mm-hmm.
in the near future, but like, I think
You're gonna
I'll
be
be
in
on
uni then, though.
Or,
You're gonna be busy.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I think that's
But
that's a good idea because the arcane weapon, the base attack is just so fucking broken that you will never regret it. It's so strong.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll probably just like stick with 17 star Absolab for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, and then just eventually move to it.
Yeah, based on how long it takes, you have the option of like you could move your current hat into it if you want to, and then, and then have like easy Star Force away. But because of the possibility and arcane being pushed more and more and more as being attainable, it's probably better to just make. I mean, you probably have a bunch of backup hats, right? You can just make a backup hat and get that one to like 16, transfer into Abzo 16 to 17, so you don't have to safeguard all the way up on the Abzo hat.
Yeah. How's the flames on my items? Apart from the monocle, I revealed legendary with a Meister Q. I got 3-line luck on it, so that's why it's like that. I just chucked a flame with it because I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll just chuck a flame with it, but I messed up by revealing that, so I can't transpose. It'll be mega int if I do.
Wait, well, do you have a Pepelatus mark?
No, I do not.
No, it's fine then. I mean, most people hold on to the monocle probably even until like 20 or 21 stars before they even find a pep mark. So,
all right. Okay.
Yeah, that's just how rare it is. So it's fine.
So how's my flaming? I get, I understand the flame calculator stuff, but I'm just too lazy to type it into the calculator. I just eyeball it. I'm like, okay, percent stat, my stat. If it's this number for these items, it's good. And then, yeah.
Yeah. Did you double check with the progression grid to see like what the numbers are that you want to aim for?
Not really. I think I looked at it, but I think the progression grid, like, it's not confusing, but
there's a lot on there.
I just don't really understand it. Like, I read it, I see like the flames I should get. But so do you see like it says 4295, right? Those numbers there. Does that mean like flame score? For
turn it up. Let me scroll. There we go. Sorry, it's 40 to
so one of
295.
like flame advantage, and then one of is a flame advantage. So those are what I should be aiming for, and you can figure that out by using a calculator, right? Are there a way I can convert it in my head without going to a calculator?
So basically, if you want to like know the numbers behind the calculator, what you can do is just throw the number 1 in everything in the different situations, and then you know what the number is, essentially. So then you know like what the dude who made this for me, what Seth used to program it, right? So if your character is a phantom, so that would fall under the regular luck characters, right? And you're flaming for late game because that also matters whether it's late or end, because the flame you understand the concept behind the flame score, right? To like future proof it based on your balance of your stats, right? So you can see the things that matter is dex, luck, weapon attack, and all stat, right? That's the only 4 things you're looking for. And if you put like a 1 in dex, you see it gives you 0.13. That's like rounded up, it's like 0.125 because that's like 1 to 8 roughly. If you put 1 in luck, that's 1 because that's the number that you are redirecting everything to, so that makes sense. 1 attack is at 4, and then all stat 1 is around 8.5. So that's how you can. That's the numbers you can use in your head to do it very quickly if you want to.
Right.
And then if you go towards end game, then the number changes. Like the all stat goes to 9 because all stat scales better later on, and weapon attack goes to 3 because that scales down. So that's an important thing to know as well, is that if you're flaming for a late game now, that's fine. But if you know you might be reaching end game at some point, then relying heavily on weapon attack could mean that you have to reflame it sooner than if you rely heavily on all stat, basically. And this is 1, and then the secondary stat goes down in value a little bit because of, you roll out of most all stat and roll into main luck percentage everywhere, so there'll be less secondary stat to multiply, so the value of dex is going to go down slightly.
Alright. So after looking at my gear, do you think I need to reflame anything?
Well, yeah, I just intuitive it at this point as well. From the first things I saw, it looked pretty good, but I can double check.
I'm pretty hesitant to flame, superior Golux and stuff.
Yeah, then the non-flame advantage stuff is a very, very low priority. That's I wouldn't really focus on like flaming that stuff once everything is like 20 or 21 stars, and then you'll be like, okay, I want to get more stat, but I'm not popping things to 22 because I ain't about redoing all of that stuff. So I'm just gonna min-max the flames a little bit. And you'll see a lot of people with really good flames now that just got like 10,000 plus flames from the compensation, so they just have results that are unrealistic to aim for, and that will feel a bit bad, of course. I don't know how you did with compensation and how many you got, considering your not that many. Yeah, so for me, like on my arc, my flames on average on some stuff is like way better than I would ever do it, because I got 14,000 flames of compensation. So I just splurged like a motherfucker. But that doesn't mean that therefore that's a realistic expectation to have.
Like I for my Spirit Golux and non-flame advantage stuff, I just chucked my goal was just to get luck on it, and that was it. Yeah.
So what are you using for pendants now? Is the second one?
I'm using my Mechanator one.
Oh yeah, Mechanator, yeah.
Because I have like a set of drop gear, I have a set of like just a set of and damage gear, and I can't make another Mechanator just for damage. It'll be kind of in. So.
Yeah. That would not be the best way to spend your money.
Yeah.
It all looks.
I got a pay to win badge too.
Yeah. It all looks pretty good. I think the first things on the chopping block. Well, first I would say the hat, but the hat is going away soon. So it would be the Abzo hat, and your weapon would be the main thing to focus on flaming for.
My Abzo hat has a pretty good flame. He has 27 luck and 5% all stat. It's not too good, but
how much? 27?
27 luck and 5% all stat.
Yeah, I want to get that. Yeah, that could be a little bit higher probably. But the main thing is going to be going hard on your weapon first. Trying to get that tier 6 with something else useful. That's going to be super important for your weapon. So other than the weapon, I wouldn't really worry about it too much. So probably priority would be probably weapon, then your then the Abzo hat to try to get it at the same level, or maybe a little bit better, but like around the same level as the current Abzo stuff you have, like your shoe and your I think like your glove and your cape. I think those are pretty good.
My glove is kind of cracked.
Yeah, like 75. Well, that would be ideal, right? But like something like your cape or your shoe, like that'd be decent enough. And then after that, I think the next item would probably be like your cup or something. But you probably have you can get like a secondary cup and then just roll on that one if you get spare flames or something like that.
I messed up on the cup. Because I didn't really understand how there's an end game. Like, because I had a 6% luck cup with like worse like luck on it. And when I first started the game, I thought that that cup there was better, but I realized I fucked up by using that cup there.
Yeah, so it might be a minimal difference though. It might have been, I don't know, if it was like 40 and 6 or something, that might technically have been better, but for how long is the question, right? Eventually, hopefully you go for something better anyway. So yeah. I'm pretty sure you didn't like slow down your progression for your account because you happened to pick the wrong cup. I think you're don't worry too much about that.
I might not that bad. So
yeah, it's not that huge of a problem. Well, before we get completely into the equips and stuff, is everything else clear? Because you did say that you watched a lot of the progression sessions and stuff. When it comes to like IED and calculating that and crit rate and figuring all of that out, is that all clear? Do you feel confident about that?
I haven't checked it all into a calculator, but I'm pretty confident about the IED thing there. Like, I think.
Could you maybe be too high? Because you were talking about like 98. Like that's pretty.
Well, my goal is to go for 96. 96. In the upper range of 96.
Visual or functional?
Visual. And then, but yeah, I think before this progression session, I had some guesses of what questions you would ask me or how the results coming out of this. I think one of the things we're working on my link skills. I think getting my link skills to level 3. I think that'll be huge. But yeah, and the ID is fine. I understand ID. You always use that analogy, the two people, and you know.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can never get to 100%, but yeah. ID, we fine. I understand.
Well, you don't have a bunch of ID on your weapon, secondary, and emblem already. So like, there's
Yeah, that's right.
And if you can get high without there being any there, then there's already like a whole. We're already in min-maxing territory at that point.
Yeah, because like, I don't like the idea of having. Oh, I wanted ID on my secondary weapon or my emblem, but I spent like 10 bill, man, on both of them, and they just trolled me. One of them like became worse. I was like, dude.
Yeah.
This fucking game, man. I'm telling you. This
no, just keep this. Yeah, just save for your weapon. And if your weapon rolls like 2 lines of attack and a line of IED, then fuck it, you just hold that. Yeah, but then you can move your Legion pieces around from IED to like boss maybe, and then you just get boss damage out of it, right? Yeah. It's interchangeable.
Yeah, because I'm just like, bro, I could have spent a 10 billion on like star forcing, but no, I trolled.
Yeah, man, those coulda, shoulda, wouldas will get you. Be like, oh, if only I knew beforehand, yeah.
Yeah.
And if my on had 2 wheels, should be a bike. Like, you know, it's a, it's not, doesn't really help to think like that because you'll just be caught in a loop.
Because in my mind, I'm just like, okay, the cube calculator told me the probability of getting this. I have, and you know, so I'm like, if I spend more than this, this probability thing,
you have like 85% chance of getting it. And it's like, well,
I managed to roll like a 3-line magic attack.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, yeah, you roll all the ones you did for sure. Yeah.
And I sent to my guild chat and like, rest in peace, rest in peace, my guy. I was like, yes.
Yeah. Yes, I think I rolled on my emblem on my arc when I finally went for 30% attack. I rolled 30% magic attack twice in like 22 bill in total or something, and I was like, I still didn't get it. And then in my last 500 mil that I had left, I finally rolled the 30% attack. I was really close to just being completely out of money, and I finally got it in the end. Yeah. Ugh. Like
I'm on the Phantom Discord, and I think people in the Phantom Discord are just like a different breed. Because I'm like, guys, I have 2 bill, and I want to roll for attack. And they're like, hey bro, it's only 1 bill away when you think about it.
Like, yeah, it's just the next cube, man. Yeah, if you go to those Discords, some people are just, yeah.
Man, Discord's something else, man. That's what I say. But really, it's a good community, but it's fucking like.
You have to be able to say who's joking and who's being serious, yeah. Otherwise, you could take some bad advice.
Yeah.
It's like, what, you did that? We were just joking, dude. What the fuck?
They're always joking. They're always joking.
Yeah. Some people just... You should check the Jet Discord out. People just constantly posting memes about how shit the class is about themselves all the time, yeah.
I heard Jet's actually correct.
Yeah, they were actually happy with the last 6 months or something of fixes were really good for the class. So they're finally looking up for them after years and years of just abuse by the game code and by every single balance patch. Yeah.
I have like a facing iPhone that flies around in a little ship. I was like, bro, that's
pretty sick. Giant shield. Yeah, you could just you fly into like into the Damien fireballs. You just tank the whole thing.
Yeah, I was watching this Australian dude he's going for like #1 place as like the best gen reboot. I was watching him do bosses. I'm like, bro, this guy's just in this little ship flying around. What is happening?
And the giant explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of that is So you mentioned the link skills. So I would say the main thing, if you're planning on building out your account and heading towards if a bunch of characters are like close to the level 3 links, and that would get you to the 6k Legion, then that would be really nice, of course. So you can fill up the full free up the full grid. If you're planning on going for 8k, then I would say definitely prioritize level 3 links, and then you go from there, because those level 3 links will make sure that all your other characters level up faster, get to 200, and get that 8k.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you have the time to like be like, oh yeah, I'll just get 8k Legion, right?
Like, I think 6k is really doable when the next Burning character comes out, because Burning characters are so cracked.
It's free, dude. It's free levels, and up to 220, and then you get an Abzo, and then you get all of the extra nodes to get started.
Yeah, I was leveling up my dual blade. It took me like 2 days. I was like, bro, this shit's easy, man.
Yeah.
But then I switched to Nightlord, which is gonna make it easier to hit 220 once I siphon some funds. And also, I really wanted to main a Nightlord when I first started MapleStory, but I'm an amateur, so I picked Phantom, which is worse, but.
Phantom is, you get that flexibility. You can use a bunch of different skills, and you can also use the Night Lord's skills. So you in a way, you're kind of like a, right, Night Lord, except you don't have the Assassin's marks, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I think I might take a break on my Phantom for like a day or two and try to get my Night Lord to 220.
Mm-hmm.
Because dude, 220, I thought it's gonna be easy, but it's taking a while just because my Night Lord's underfunded. So
Yeah,
it's using a,
the Assassin's Mark does basically nothing unless you're funded, because the damage on it is very weak early on.
I think the issue is because the job changed and I lost the weapon that I
Mm-hmm.
had. So you know, it's kind of
Are you gonna get
So,
the fake so weapon on it then?
yeah, probably because my hero has the Arcane weapon. My Kaiser is going to get Fafnir in like a week's time,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think my Night Lord will get faked because I thought about getting the Arcane weapon on my Phantom, but then I had like my Absolab one right now.
Oh, you mean the
I don't know.
fake Arcane? You mean?
Yeah, the fake Arcane.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
I
enough
don't
of an
know.
upgrade, or maybe not even one at all. Yeah.
I think it would be a downgrade. So,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Potential
It
the potential is just really good. The fact that you cannot get that on Arcane, even though the base stats, but you can see the base stats of the Arcane, right? Because you have it on the hero, like how high those numbers
that's
are.
correct.
Most of the time, like if your weapon is 17 as Abzo, if you get a tier 6 flame on Arcane, it'll have more attack and maybe even increase your range versus an Abzo that you currently have already without like potential or Star Force. Like that's kind of almost the realm of of upgrade it's going to be.
Flaming is a mess, man.
Yeah.
Flaming is such a mess.
It's very hit or miss though, you know every single flame is like, well, either you hit the jackpot or you hit not what you want.
Yeah, I think Flame's just such a mess, but yeah. So I'll hold off on Flaming for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then El Neo when I'll see how much of these Neo stands I have.
Yeah, do you typically get the flames from event stores?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I hate buying them. It's so wretched. Or like, I get from like bosses because I have so much drop gear now. So like.
Yeah, but that's gonna change soon, right?
Yeah, well.
We're moving those. I think that's. I don't think it's July, but it might be September or maybe even July. But I think it's September when they just remove all flame drop rate from bosses.
Wait, what? Seriously? I didn't know about this.
Yeah, cubes and flames are a rip soon.
But I heard they're making it more accessible though. Yeah, just like.
Yep.
Throughout the game, so we'll see.
Yeah, they'll make them droppable from regular monsters when training, and they'll make them more available in the Legion shop as well. But it's part of a whole rework they're doing for boss rewards in general in the game. I think they'll do something similar like with the Neo cores now, where you can gather points and then you can get a shop and then buy items from the shop for your account. I hope they don't limit it in the same way as like one time per boss per week kind of thing, because that really punishes people who do bossing on a bunch of different characters to fund their account. That would hurt those people disproportionately by a lot. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I don't think it's going to be part of the summer update because they have the new class coming soon. Maybe the next part with where we're hoping for a new boss, but I don't know. I hope it's I hope it makes sense for us, but they don't balance for us. So if it makes sense for us, it'll always be on accident. So you're like hoping for a miracle, basically.
We don't pay the bills, so.
No, we definitely don't. We've been, moreover, we've actually been siphoning funds for a long time as a NA. So.
Yeah.
I think we're finally profitable for like the last year or something since the beginning of Nexon NA. So.
Yeah, at least it's growing, so we have the peace of mind. It won't shut down.
Yeah, so. at least now, not right now, but yeah. Some other regions didn't have that fun, like what was it, Taiwan MS coming back and then shutting down again after like a year.
I tell your friends, play MapleStory.
Yeah, and then they come back and then it's like, oh, rip. All of that progress for a whole year just gone.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so other than the weapon switch and the hat, specifically, did you have any questions on progressing? Because we have this Sunday coming up, but you don't have a Dominator yet, right? So you're just trying to get some stuff to 17, I'm guessing?
I'll pray I'll get a Dominator pendant then.
Yeah, pray before then.
I'll see. I think if I use a Legion shop coupon to increase the drop rate of it and use a familiar, I might get it tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll see.
Oh yeah, always. Yeah. What I usually do is like I pop like a 10-minute coupon, and then I do Arc, normal Queen, normal Vellum, normal Magnus, because of the double S tier souls. And I just do like those 4, and then peace out basically.
Like, I think this coming weekend I'll just go for 17 stars on everything, safeguarding of course. I don't have many copies of anything because I don't do the Black Haven weeklies. I can get the calls very easily because I have so many characters below 200. Well, not so many, but a good chunk. But I just don't like doing the weeklies.
No, I hate it too.
And,
it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, you have 2 superior rings because you hit double mezzo in the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes you buy another one. Yep.
I got like a drop and a Mezzo Obtain line, like 2 line of those on my Superior Golex earrings, but I re-rolled out of it. Cause I was like, yeah, no, it's not happening.
not again.
yeah. I got pretty lucky. I didn't realize how lucky I was. I revealed legendary on the Cosmo ring and got 2 line Mezzo Obtain. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Got a lot of reveal rolls going on.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty happy.
There's the monocle, now this one, yeah.
Yeah, I remember someone's freaking out about getting like 1 line Mezzo Obtain. I was like, bro, wait until you get 2 line, my guy. You'll be real happy.
Yeah, it frees up a lot of drop rate that you can get to give you more nodes, more droplets, all that stuff.
Yeah, I have a now, like, I used to have like a ring, like the Vengeful ring. It was useless at one point because it used my damage ring, but I stopped using it as a damage ring, and then I had all my slots filled out. But I realized I could just reroll for item drop and just replace all my Mesa rings during bossing.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, pile on extra drop.
Yeah, event rings are cracked. So good.
Yep.
I feel like everything's been cracked.
Because we don't have, because we don't have trade and everything. We want to make sure that you get some value out of the stuff you've already invested in, right? So if you have a legendary accessory lying around, it's like, well, we can repurpose this. Saves a whole bunch of money.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we have it so good. I don't know. Like a lot of things, I was like, damn, this game's kind of. We have so good in this game. That's very good. Like a lot of people complain about the stuff in this game, but I'm like, dude, I feel like we have a lot of stuff so good. Like the events, man, they're so cracked.
There's always one going on. There's so much stuff, and the one thing is that the further you get into the game, you get into the luxury position where you can also afford to completely skip events or just do like one part of the event and then skip all the rest.
Like now, I'm able to like not go as hard on one character. I can just split the event into multiple characters because I don't need the notes on my Phantom, or I do, but like 20 notes is not going to be that much.
No, but you're focusing one character to get the most amount of Neostones, right? Because of the shop access, or you're not doing that?
Oh, like
with the weeklies with the journal, I mean.
So. Yeah. Oh yeah. I do. I go to my Phantom.
Yeah. Okay.
So. But the journal goes to my Phantom, but everything else is And sometimes I don't really coin cap on all my characters. Like I do, but sometimes like if I'm not feeling it, I just do dailies as.
Yeah, and then you just get like 150 or you get 200. Yeah, then that's enough because it'll add up after so many days. It'll add up. Yeah, that's one of the benefits as well. And people are like capping. You're just like, I get 100 here, I get 200 there, I get 300 there. Like in the end, you'll have so much to play around with.
It's not necessary to cap. Yeah, in my opinion, because most of my characters are like 6,000 of them or 5,000 of them. I'm like, guys, you don't need to really be capping.
No, well, that's what I was talking about before, right? Some people really see event as like all or nothing. They're like, either you don't participate or you like start capping on 16 characters. Like, well, if you just do dailies on 2 or 3 characters and you get like a decent amount of coins, and if you're like nearing the end of the event, you're like, okay, I want to be able to buy these items. Oh, I need like 1,000 more. I need to make sure I cap every day from now on, and then that's that, and then that's fine, and then you can buy everything you want. It's very easy to see an event and see like a bunch of shiny stuff in the store and be like, oh, I want to be able to buy everything. But then with the amount of extra time you spend on capping, and then, if you start taking less time to do the dailies or something, or for the symbols, then you end up doing dailies to buy symbols that you have time to do because you didn't do dailies that would give you more symbols. And it's like, you're not really helping yourself in that point. Yeah.
Like, it's also still a game, so you gotta like try to have fun. I remember I was reading like on Reddit. I rarely go on MapleStory Reddit because it's like sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's like
you don't have to say anything. I know I know exactly what the MapleStory Reddit is like.
Like sometimes it's like, oh, this is good, and sometimes it's just like toxic, and it's just not it.
It's so
but
toxic.
I read this one post, and it was just like, oh, a guide to Neo, how to have a good Neo experience. He's just like, yeah, don't have the fear of missing out. And I was like, true, you're damn right. Don't have a fear of missing out on stuff. But yeah.
And a lot of people be like, the best way to enjoy Neo is by not playing or by uninstalling the game or something, will be like a bunch of the top comments. I love those comments on the subreddit where it's like, I'm so glad I quit this game 12 years ago. And it's like, why are you still in the subreddit when you quit 12 years ago? Just let it go. Just move on. Just let us do our thing and go do your thing.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
There's always people like that, man. There's people like that.
It's like, it doesn't seem like you really moved on if you're still in the subreddit after so long. Jesus.
Yeah, it's like a who asked moment. Yeah. Yeah.
Soy check, yeah. It's like a big mod check. Like, wait, who asked? Wait.
Who else? Yeah, yeah. I have a lot of those moments where I was like, oh man, why do you speak, man? Come on, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. What you're gonna be full 17 like this weekend, basically, right?
Oh, I had like 6 bill.
Yeah, that was more than enough. You don't have that many items. You have like what, 5 items, and they're all already at 16. So.
Yeah, the last 5, 10, 15 event, I fucking had Star Force, my Absolab, my Sweetwater, some of my Superior Galax to 17 without safeguarding with no copies.
Oof.
So bad.
Wow.
But
well, you got lucky.
Boys. Yeah.
Should just realize that was your one, okay? You're never gonna get that again, so you should safeguard everything from now on.
And then I boomed 2 Dominators. I'm like, you know what? 2 Dominators boomed. It's not bad, man. It could be worse. It could be.
In the grand scheme of things,
all of this
could have been way worse. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I boomed all my stuff, I will like not be able to do Lucid with the party and stuff. So.
Yeah. That's well, I mean, if you boomed 1 item, you probably would have been like, reassess situation right now.
But yeah.
You would blow up all your abs and be like, well, now I'm completely screwed.
Yeah.
Equipping a bunch of traces.
So you know the event rings? I shouldn't get that on my Phantom A. Like, I should just get on my hero, like Kaiser or Landlord, right?
Yeah, I think you have enough accessories that are legendary already. Yeah, they would kind of be. It would be an upgrade for some things, but it would be so minor that it'd probably make more sense. And for bossing mules, they're perfect because you can work for them without, again, like you said, like without taking a lot of money away from your other characters. The only thing you have to do is just cube them up to like a nice percentage, and it's done. And it's the equivalent of basically 17%.
Like I realized now, when I first started the game, I used to like cube everything to legendary, and I used to be like, it has to be legendary, you know. So I got like all my stuff was legendary, but it was understarred. But then after funding my hero, I realized, you know, you just need 6% of your stat or 9%, and then you're chilling.
Yeah. Most of the time, when people go for legendary in the beginning, they usually keep it at like 12 or 18% anyway. But if you have 6 or 9 and everything is 17 stars, that's a huge chunk.
See, the good thing is that, you know, I watched the videos, so I went for item drop and mace to obtain. I didn't troll myself. Like going for damage. Yeah. And I have a friend who recently started. He's a 227 Xenon now, and he went for all mace to obtain and item drop too. And he's just like, Ty, well, I make 600 mil an hour just hitting shit. I don't have a rotation. I just hit stuff. I'm like, yeah, man. I told you, man.
And then the pressure from needing like a Kana farmer is away. Of course, there is the pressure that you do rely on the totems, right, on the 2-hour sessions. But if you have that freedom to do, and you can make those rates and also still just be gaining experience on your character and moving forward, it's such a good 2 birds in 1 stone situation. Yeah. But like I see you picked up like a few things from at least every video that I talked about, and you pieced it all together. So that's good to see.
Yeah, dude. It's like university, man. I'm studying the game, bro.
Yeah, you majored in MapleStory now?
Yeah, man, I'm studying the game. I spend a lot of time in this game, dude. Because spending a lot of time to spend less time. But
Yep.
But yeah, it's been a journey, man. But those videos, like, I was just like, how can I show my appreciation? I watch the videos, but I don't follow the stream because I don't. It's, you know, you stream it like.
For Australia, I imagine it's horrible to yeah. Like when you wake up, I tune out, and then when you in the evening, I go live. Yeah.
You start streaming at 1 a.m. and I get a notification for it on my other Twitch account that I follow. I follow you.
Yeah, it's horrible timing.
But I was just like, and I was gonna get a progression session like a couple months ago, but I was just like, nah, I'm too busy. Way too busy.
Yeah, if you can't put it to work immediately, then there's another event, then a lot of the priorities might shift, and then the value of the session might kind of get lost because of that, right?
Yeah. No, I wish, man, if I did like a tech degree, my life would be easier. I could just play MapleStory.
Yeah.
But no, I do medicine, so I'm trolling. That's
Well,
okay.
I mean, you'll be done in
Okay,
like
so-
8 years or something, so.
Yes.
Or
only
8 to 12, depending if you do like psychiatry, like clinical psychiatry, or
Well,
like another 12
planning-
years or something.
I'm planning to do like anesthesiology or like radiology, so I'll be
Okay,
here for
those
a
are like
while.
those are the shorter ones, right?
No, but for the longer specialties, maybe it's different in European countries, but in Australia it takes a lot longer to do those ones.
Oh,
But those
okay.
pay the bills though.
Yeah.
So
You have like a
But
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, from anesthesiology, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was part of my application to my guild. I'm like, guys, I'll be a MapleStory for a while
Yeah.
because I'll be studying. And they're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And MapleStory is the time sink though. But so I should focus on 17 stars everything.
Mm-hmm.
Arcane and then Absolab flame the Arcane Absolab.
Yeah, I would divert most of your funds towards the arcane weapon for now. You want to go really hard on
Yeah.
that. Maybe even buy flames, you know, like that's not a
Like-
that's not a waste.
The only downside is I won't be able to get the Arcane until 2 weeks or in 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
So I miss out on the 5, 10, 15 on it. So
Yeah. Might be
I
able
got
to use the
totems now
30% off to get it to 15 and then just safeguard it from there.
yeah.
I mean, you
yeah,
safeguard
that's
the whole
right.
way, of course, but yeah, just
Yeah, I'm definitely safeguarding now.
yeah.
But yeah, I have totems now. I did the Afterlands because my guild member convinced me to do
Mhm.
Afterlands. So I did it yesterday, but then I went to Shanghai and in game and I farmed it for like 5 minutes. I got all the totems, so
That's really lucky.
you know.
Again, that's not an average that you should base your opinion on. Typically, that golden kettle or whatever it is, the goose egg thing, that one takes forever to get. What is it? Incense burner?
like
Yeah.
like I got one of them, and then in like 2 minutes later I got all 3 of them. I'm like, okay, dude, okay.
But they only
So
last a
free.
month, right? Or 2?
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
Yeah.
30 days. Yeah. Then you have to
Yeah,
get them again. Yeah.
Like yeah, I'm pretty grateful for my guild member, my Dawn Warrior guild member, for convincing me to do the Afterlands because I've heard horror stories and how it glitches and how it's whack.
Yeah, you have to follow a guide and then you're fine. But some people get unironically stuck, or the quest line gets stuck and they can't complete it.
Yeah, so but I did it because he was just like, it's like Ty, it's free damage. I was like, but I'm like, bro, it's only 200k. It's not that much. Like I can lose that. Don't worry. And he's like, no, bro, do it. And I was like, okay. So he convinced me.
I think
And-
for me, it's always one of those things where it comes down to mass production. Because if I don't have a good, if it's like do it on one character, but I don't have a good reason why, like if I do it on one character, why I shouldn't be doing it on all of them, and then I have to extrapolate
Yeah,
it to like doing it 40 times. It's like, well, okay, now it's not worth my time. But if you're doing it one
Yeah.
character, then a lot more stuff becomes, becomes
Yeah.
available for you and becomes reasonable to
Ye-
do.
You know, like the polyable badge. How big of a difference is it? Because I've heard it's like 1% or 2%. I heard it's very small. Between
For endgame, I
polyable
think
badge
it's
and, like,
up to 4% of your final damage. I think for endgame,
It's not that bad.
what I heard. It's definitely something if you're like min maxing endgame. The thing is though, like if you ever reach that point where you have everything else completely sorted out and like the one thing that you're really behind on is that, you'll still be able to do exactly all of the same content as everyone else.
It's controversial, man.
And you'll
That's what I'm
probably be
saying.
so close to the new event coming up, or like new content coming up, a new power creep, a new gear, that you should probably be occupied with that more than focusing on what you're missing.
Yeah.
It's definitely an
I'm not-
advantage, you know. It boosts you early on,
not-
but
I'm not too worried about it because like
Mhm.
the only it only has affected my Kaiser and that's it. But it's controversial topic, man. Gets you in trouble. That's what I'm gonna say.
apparently, well, it'll just be misconstrued by people like, well, you're saying that because you have one and I don't have one. It's like, But like you said,
Yeah,
like you have to try to make it fun, and if you keep focusing on the things that are like holding you back, you make it harder for yourself to have fun in the game as well.
Yeah. The only reason I knew about it is because I have watched the videos, but before the videos, I was sharing screens to my friend,
Mhm.
and I was telling them like, I was showing them my my emblem and my secondary and my Kaiser. And he's like, bro, you have one of those? I'm like, what do you mean? And then he's like, a portable badge. I'm like, watch this, I'll drop it in front of you, no cap. And he's like, don't do it. But yeah, it's not that big, honestly. It's just a game, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes you miss out. It is what it is. Just get good.
Yeah, I mean, what the whole thing basically boiled down to is that my argument is that I'm not opposed to there being legacy items that give you damage, and I think the most reasonable argument on the other side is that people are opposed to legacy items existing that give you damage, and then we just disagree on whether that should exist or not, and then that's basically what it comes down to. But a lot of people get like very emotional over like, oh, you have it, and you know.
I don't think it's that bad, because like it's like, imagine that like they make some content where you need a portable badge, then I guess you have some a good argument on why you need one, but it doesn't make sense for the game to release content that needs a portable badge.
Yeah, that would make no sense. So, especially because all of the content is trickling down from KMS, and KMS doesn't have portable badges.
I guess people just want shit. So
yeah, well, exactly, and that's basically what I attack people on. Is like the main argument, all of the main arguments of everyone is just like, I want it because bigger equals, or like more equals better, and like all of the arguments that can be boiled down to that, I just don't agree with those. I don't think that's good enough of an argument, and that's what those two videos were basically about.
Yeah, I was salty about the Maple Tour when I first started gaming. I was salty about Maple Tour getting nerfed, but then I assume just like, well, why stuff, and I'm like, it's not that much. Like nowadays, even though, oh man, it sounds so bad. It's kind of troll, but I don't do Maple Tour consistently. I forget, or I'm too lazy. But Maple Tour is not like, when you said it in one of your videos, it doesn't make that much money in comparison to,
If you do Ursus and Maple Tour 2 runs, you do that every day, then you make about $1 billion a week from that.
Yeah, well, I do Ursus every day, but I don't do Maple Tour every day. I tried my best to fit it in, but it's not. I was salty when it first got nerfed, but then eventually I was like, it's not that bad. I can make like $1 billion in like an hour so time. It's not that bad. They got nerfed, so I'm like, I'm just grateful I can do this. So,
Yeah, and that's my like overarching philosophy on everything. It all comes down to what is the baseline that you're comparing to. So if you're comparing your baseline to having everything, then everything else is not having anything is always going to feel horrible, because you're like under your 100%. What is your baseline of 100% that you're expecting? And if you see everything, like if your baseline is like having like the bare minimum that everyone always have access to, and everything on top of that is like a plus, and you keep seeing that as like being at 120% or something, then that will fundamentally like program your brain to seeing things positive or negative. Because like, let's say you have two people, right? One person starts with $10 and one person starts with $20, and then the one with 20 gives one to the other one, and then they both have 15. One person's going to be happy with 15, the other person's going to be unhappy with 15, but they have the exact same thing, right? You can trick your brain into being happy with that, and you can trick your brain into being unhappy with that. But if you're not aware of the fact that you can control how your brain responds to that, then you're just letting whatever the emotional impulse is, you're letting that dictate what is true, instead of taking a step back and looking at like, what is the situation actually, and does this response help me? If the emotional response helps you, then you use that. But if it doesn't help you, you try to contract it, I think. But that's hard. Yeah, it's hard for people to do.
I was gonna like make my Kaiser initially when I first started MapleStory, because I had a portable badge in it. But then my friend gave me advice. He's just like, yeah, bro, play what you find fun, because I didn't find Kaiser, like now I find Kaiser very fun, but when I first started, I didn't really like playing Kaiser, but I was like, oh, the portable badge will carry though. But then my friend's like, play what you find fun, dude, and it'll get you further. And so I played Phantom, and the advice did rise free. But if I played my Kaiser, I think I will stop playing MapleStory by now.
Yeah.
So
well, the problem is actually because of that logic, the portable badge might actually carry those people because they believe that it does. Right, and if you believe in something enough, then it'll be true, right? And then they'll feel empowered to spend time and money on the character because it has the badge. But the character won't succeed because it has the badge, but it'll succeed because they're spending the time. But they're spending the time and money because it has the badge. So like in a roundabout way, they're kind of right, but they're not actually right. But so it's But if they just decide to do that anyway for another character, then they'd be right there as well. But it's very hard to convince people if they just don't want to be convinced of that, right?
Yeah, like the portable badge has only recently affected my decision making for the Kaiser.
Mm-hmm.
It's making it as a bossing mule.
Well, when it comes down to bossing mules, I think there is a decent argument because they have very low amount of junk lines. It's very easy to get a good amount of stat extra on there for like a reasonable price, and the character isn't going like all the way until the end anyway. You have like a limit of funds that you want to make it, you know, get it traction with it and be able to do the bosses. So, and if the character has like a solid 5th job and you enjoy the character and you want a boss on it and it also has a potable badge, that's definitely part of the equation, I would say, early on. Because it might mean that you can keep a bunch of stuff at Epic and you don't have to go like a bunch of unique items, for example. That could save you a lot of money early on. But it's not that, oh, I love this character. It has a great kit. It could definitely do bossing. But I have to spend like 400 mil more because I don't have a potential badge. No, now it's completely out of the question. It's like, dude, it's like an hour of training difference of like making that money. And now it's an option, right? Like, yeah. I do think there's some good arguments, but most of the arguments that get thrown around are very weak, I think.
Yeah, it is what it is there. Should I be going for the should I upgrade the... Wait, so do I replace the Crystal Ventus badge or anything, or no? There's nothing I can replace it with, right?
Some people unironically went for the One Droid one that has like +1 all stat more. That's seems like the only one. They are thinking in KMS right now of upgrading or increasing the ease of access to the Monster Park badges. I don't know if you're aware. Are you working on the Monster Park medal?
Medal is medal the...
You have to do like 11 or like 77 clears on each day to get the weekday one.
I have the Maple Cafe one, and I think it's like pretty close to the Monster Park one. I think it gives you 10% IED.
Yeah, this is all very min-maxy, but like what is possible is that you get the Day of the Week badge from the boxes when you open it, and then if you have all of the Day of the Week badges, you get the week badge, and then the week badge and the week medal together also have a set effect of an extra 10% IED, and they each have 10% IED in themselves. But like they're not tradable, and they're like super rare from the boxes, and it takes forever. Because I think I'm at like 6,000 Monster Park clears or something in my account, and I've gotten 2 of them by opening all the boxes. So and they're both the same from the same day as well. So I don't even have 2 separate day ones, and they're on separate characters. So it's like, yeah. It's pretty tricky to, what is it, like, battle? No, it's like, oh, it's special? I don't remember where it is. Event. Oh, adventure special, yeah. Monster Park. Yeah, oh, I'm at almost 8,000, and I've got 2. So, you know, rate's kind of shit.
I think I'll begin my journey.
Yeah, no, I don't think, yeah, no.
Priority.
With with your medical with university and all that stuff, I don't know if it's the best thing to like put all your chips in on that one.
True. Yeah, I think that's really it. I don't.
Yeah. Anything else? Glance over your artwork of an account. See if there's anything you can still think of. Because I'm here now.
Oh, I have a question for my hero. So the Arcane weapon.
Mm-hmm.
What flame should I be aiming for on it? Because let me just look at the flame. I think it's only tier 4. Let me have a look. Let me grab my hero up.
Yeah, base attack is probably near 300, I would guess. 290 something.
Okay, let me log into my hero. I'll tell you the flame because I'm not sure if it's good or not.
Is it
I'm very hesitant putting flames on it.
Something like that.
Okay. My hero's flame is... I have 103 attack power on my hero weapon.
So it's probably a tier 5 then? Oh, it's 295, damn.
Should I bother going for any higher than that?
Wait, you have 103?
103, yeah.
Wait, weapon attack?
Like the bonus bit. The bonus weapon attack bit. Like the green bit.
Wait. It says it should be 108. Wait, hang on. Is it the blue part or the green part? Wait, are you a little bit colorblind? Which one? Is it the first number or the second number?
The green part.
Wait, it says it should be 103. Is this one off? Wait, it's a sword, right? Or is it an axe?
It's a sword. It's a saber. It's a one-handed sword.
Oh, one-handed sword. Oh, okay, okay, my bad, my bad. Yeah, that one is
Because
lower.
I think the one-handed sword's the way to go for now because it attacks faster.
Mm-hmm.
I think. So
yeah, you can get to attack speed cap faster. 283. Oh yeah, 103. Yeah, yeah, that's a tier 5. Yeah. Tier 6 would be 136, so that's 33 weapon attack. So if you look at that in terms of flame score, that's kind of how I look at it. So you could go like a strength character, you put in 33 weapon attack and your current tier in late game. That's basically 132 flame score that you're looking at to improve on. So if you have a tier 5 and it also has some boss damage and maybe some stat and stuff, that could be, and if you look at the progression grid, right, you have the one for the weapons, and you basically have the tier 5 and then plus. Plus stands for just like anything that gives you damage on top of it. And that's basically what you aim for, like tier 5 plus or tier 6. So if you have just tier 5, it comes down to you know, if it's a mental thing, like you just want something better, or if you have a little bit of trouble killing the bosses and you just want it to go a little bit smoother, then that is something that you could get better on. And you can use the calculator to see how many flames would you have to use on average, right, to get like a decent idea. I don't think it's be super expensive. I mean, I guess we can check weapon with right now it's tier 6.
It's only attack, and that's the only useful stat it has on it. Everything else is garbage.
Okay. Yeah, it says like it should be like 25 to 35 flames just to get a tier 6. That's not too bad, right?
It's time.
We're doing it right now.
I'll do it after the stream.
All right, good luck, dude. But yeah, tier 6 would be 136 attack. Yeah. So if you look at it in terms of flame and just like to finish that thought, if you look at it in the terms of how much flame score that is, if you have 12 items and you get all of those items an extra 12 flame score, then that's like the same as getting the 1 tier extra on the sword, basically.
I think I'll hold off. Actually, I'll hold off until the second Neo shop store opens, because my hero has 5,000 like Neo stones.
Oh yeah, okay. So, you could throw some of those at that for sure. Yeah. And with an Eternal, it should be even less. Should be even fewer flames if you use Eternals.
Wait, so I can't get tier 7 with powerful flames, right? It's just not capable of going to tier 7.
Yeah,
right?
It goes up to tier 6. Yeah, it's between 3 and 6, and then Eternals is between 4 and 7. Yeah.
Because Eternal shifts it up, or shifts the range. I think
the lower rate and the higher rate both get increased by 1. Yeah. That's why it shows like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it only shows 3 to 7 here if it's flame advantage. If you take off the flame advantage, then it shows the lower as well, because then it can possibly go this low. But on flame advantage, it's like this is the powerful range, and then this is the eternal range. Right. It's only 1% chance for tier 7, by the way, on eternal. So yeah, don't
you know me. I'm a gambling man.
I've heard some people of using like 400 of their compensation to just see 1 tier 7. Yeah.
It could be the next one for me, though.
Yeah, it could be. Just all you need is just 1 eternal.
Nah, flaming's a hellhole, man. I spent like, oh man, I tried to reroll for tier 6 on my hero, and I reroll for tier 5, and I end up back on tier 5 after 100 flames. So I'm like, okay,
yeah,
maybe not.
It'd be like that sometime. Oh, someone said they hit tier 7 on your Arcane for level reduction. That's nice, dude. You can like wear it at level 165.
Bruh. All right. I think that's all the questions I got there. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. Then we'll send you on your merry way.
Yep. Go sleep.
Hopefully. Oh, yeah. Good night. Yeah, it's pretty late for you tonight.
Yeah, it's like nearly 5 a.m. now.
Oh, Jesus. That's almost like my era of going to sleep. All right. You must be knackered.
I'll be back when I'm 275 or 260. 65.
All right.
I'll be back then.
Deal. I'll see you full Arcane at that point.
We'll see. All right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Peace out. Thank you.
All right. Good night, and see you around.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. He had to go sleep. Damn, 5 a.m. That's like when I go to sleep. That's not good, chat. All right? Go to sleep before that. I'll let you guys feast this beautiful, beautiful progression screen here. But yeah, so we went over most of the things. Again, someone who watched a lot of the sessions already, so had a great idea, a very decent understanding of a lot of the stuff already. So if I don't have to repeat myself, I'm not going to repeat myself, and we're just going to talk about some random MapleStory stuff and see if we can, have maybe a little bit of fun with the conversation as well. It's two-pronged, right? People support me, support the channel, and get something out of it as well. So it's a double whinny. So if you like this session and you would like one of these for yourself as well, check the description of the video. If you want to join my guild or the EU chapter of the guild in Reboot, also check the description of the video. And the last thing that's in there is if you have data for me that can help inform other players, new players, existing players, on where to train, what to play, what is enjoyable, and where the strengths and weaknesses of characters are, please help me in gathering data by checking the description of the video. You can give me numbers in the form of battle analyses, 40-second BAs. If you're doing the harder bosses, you will want to do one of those anyway. Monsters killed per hour by using the Veteran Hunter achievement, and training videos of you in the higher level areas. Anywhere to 45 or above would be pretty helpful for my input, and it could just showcase how you move around the map, what kind of skills you use, and how key intensive and how input intensive some classes are, because I'm still lacking some data on that. So if you have anything like that for me, hit me up, and make sure you use all of my resources, all of the things that I go over here. All of this is freely available. You can check my Twitch channel, and you can use the commands command, and everything will be in there. I have almost 200 commands with information freely accessible, and all of these will help you out. And of course, I'm streaming a lot, so tune in whenever you can and ask me questions, and I'll do my best to help you on your journey. And I hope to help you find a balance between fun and function and progress within the game. That's what I strive to do. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.